I'm Megan Course, and this is MyBodyPolitic. No, right now, buddy. It's our cuddle time. What I want to talk about today, a few things. Politics, maybe a little, just a smidge. We'll see. Mostly it's an introduction, so I'll start there. I'm an actor. My dream is to be paid handsomely doing this acting thing. I have 3 agents in Minneapolis right now. One is for print, so acting, standing still. It's good, right? I've had a couple gigs through them. It's not been that long, 6 months, I guess, altogether. I have a day job to, pay bills and that sort of thing. Seeing as how the acting jobs are free, usually, or few and far between. It's a pretty day out. It's fall. It's very pretty. ADD. Okay. I live in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I am commuting a lot to Minneapolis to continue pursuing my acting career. You may have heard of Eau Claire. Eau Claire is the home of Justin Vernon, who is of the band Bon Iver fame. But maybe you haven't heard of him because, not everyone has. Anyway, I have 2 connections with Justin Vernon, I guess, Bon Iver specifically. I was contacted by a producer of one of their music videos that was shot a couple years ago nearby here in Fall Creek. I have a profile on a website called Model Mayhem, and I got a message from this producer who got my email off of there and said, oh, we're looking for a model in the area to star in this video shoot for this band called Bon Iver. And I was like, oh my god, Bon Iver! That's so cool! I've heard of them. Maybe they'd won a Grammy by then, I can't remember. Emailed the guy back. I think I gave it a day, which maybe wasn't a good idea, but oh, I'm very interested, blah, blah, blah. I ended up going with the recent America's Next Top Model winner at that time, Raina something, who lives in Minneapolis. So never heard back from the guy, unfortunately, even though he was like, oh, you're gonna be perfect and such and such. So their loss, whatever. I don't really like the video anyway, so no, I was kidding. Second time I had any inclination that they were, famous. We were at a jam session and, playing music, and 2 of the men there were these older men, and they're like, oh, we're the dads of a couple of the guys in the band, and we're like, cool, and they're sitting there playing their accordions. It's the kind of music that Justin must have grown up on. I don't know. It's totally not even how I wanted this to go. Anyway, so that's Eau Claire. It's small. It's very white. Unfortunately, it's a very conservative part of the world here. Or fortunately, if you're of that ilk, which, the word conservative doesn't really give one a sense of progress, perhaps. That's why it's liberal versus conservative, because liberal, broad thinking, such. Anyway. Broad thinking. So here we are, and election is looming, and my desire to go around and ask people what the hell they see in our governor is very, very huge. And my desire to post on Facebook and ask people, I don't know, I don't know if people have brains anymore. I think they've kind of gone away. In its place, pod people, basically. I think that we've been taken over by some kind of alien race who wants to infiltrate and infect the minds of others with this idea that, racism and sexism and ageism and, I don't know, classism, mostly right now, are okay. That those are okay things, and we should go back to the 1950s or maybe even before then, and screw all this progress that's happened in the last 50 years. Today was my day off. I got up about 10:30. Didn't go to bed till 2 because I was watching Titanic. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. I was watching all the extras, and it was fascinating because I'm a big nerd when it comes to film. Part of why I want to do it. It's a good metaphor for what's going on today. Even Mr. Cameron, the director, said that in one of the interviews, a recent interview that they, added to the special edition or Titanic or whatever. Sorry, I'm mumbling. No, it's attractive. It's exercise to promote diction. In the interview, he said, the Titanic is a great example of hubris, human ego faltering, too big to fail, basically, and that's what our banks thought they were, too big to fail, and who gets hurt the worst? The poorest, So everyone on top is mostly fine, A few of them lose millions, some of them got out in time, or however it goes, but the rest of us get shafted, and the fact that people aren't outraged is kind of an outrage, and it's frustrating. It's ugly. The state of things is ugly right now, and we all know, well, some of us know that it's going to get worse before it gets better unless we do something about it. So this election, I invite you to do your own research. Avoid certain news channels, news. Can you call it news? Because a lot of them just propagate political bullshit because they never read the stuff that tells you, oh, actually that was that was untrue, that was a false claim, that was bad reporting, that was poor judgment and stupidity. I think those people have no souls. Again, pod people. Anyway, find the truth. Find, statistics. Don't, and get them from, I'm looking at my computer down here. Get them from, sites that clearly do not say, this is a liberal site, this is a conservative site. Use the data that's out there. What I most want to ask people is, what has Walker done well? I want you to tell me the good things that he's done for the state. Because maybe there's been two. No political figure, no elected official will do everything terrible. He's got to have some good people around him. He's got to have something in there that does want to do good. I had a point. Pod people, conservative versus liberal, 50 years, progress gone. It's boring, Well, okay, let's move on. Yeah, the only Bon Iver song I know is called Skinny Love. Come on, skinny love, what a... It's about 5 words in that song, I think. My, my, my. That's that. That's Eau Claire in a nutshell. You could say. And I told you to be something, and I told you to be kind, and I told you to... Okay, so there's 10 words. That's pretty good.